just ain't me. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. Fuck all that talking, my nigga, let's link. Bring your bitch ass up the street. I'm through with the talking, I'm done with the beef.
In the great words of the legendary Sam Cooke, it's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. And goddamn it, a change did come. Welcome everybody to the first edition of the Mindful Marks podcast. I'm your host, Camilio Salamander, and I'm here with the most tremendous co-hosts ever, KB the Mark and Miss Quinn. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Hey man, for the first time in about 4 weeks, WWE, another home run. Another home run.
According to my calculations, they always hit a home run.
Yeah, let's not go that far. You hit a home run behind closed doors. But we're here to talk about WWE Backlash France from the LDLC Center in Lyon. And before we even jump into it, Miss Quinn, I know you said you're doing good, but how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing real good.
Doing good. Doing good. Salamander, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good.
Great.
Doing good. Doing great.
Doing McMarvelous.
Perfect. Love it. Let's jump into it. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Before we jump into the card, I want to put over this fucking crowd. My goodness. And I'm gonna be honest, as an American, we need to be concerned. Because if they're taking the B and the C level pay-per-views overseas and they're getting this reaction, why keep the big four? If overseas cities are going to pay billions of dollars and get a crowd like this, why even keep the big four in the United States?
Because that's where we originate from. I wouldn't mind them taking the B level and C level pay-per-views overseas, but keeping the big four here.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I mean, did you see they were in? You know what's funny? We go to wrestling shows all the time. Let's call a spade between all three of us. When does the arena really get packed?
Depends on what time of the year and what is on the card, I would say.
But if we have to put a time on it, normally it doesn't get full until about 10-15 minutes after the show starts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They were in their seats an hour before the show. An hour. Let that sink in. Salamander, we were just at the Cincinnati show. Yeah. SmackDown, the first night of the draft.
True.
They didn't really get full till 15 minutes into the show.
Yeah, I was late. I didn't get seated till about 8:10 because my wife had a bag that was a little bit too big, so we had to go all the way back to the car and come back. But the only thing I really missed was the intro. I didn't really miss anything, but yeah, I noticed from where I was seating from towards my left on the hard cam side, there was a few seats that was empty, but eventually they got filled. It just, people was probably out buying merch, things of that nature.
But they were in their seats an hour before the show.
That shows you they don't really go out overseas like that. So, they be excited when they do. And of course, they always going to show up and show out, which is why, because if they making a certain amount of money at the pay-per-views that they do here in the States, them B-level, C-level pay-per-views probably don't make that much money, which you can take them overseas and bring home the same amount of money that you will make on your big four that you keep here in the States.
But you'll probably make double that by taking the big four over there. I mean, the mayor of London is on record saying he wants WrestleMania there.
Yeah, every now and then it's cool, but a permanently move, no.
Okay, Ms. Quinn, what do you think? I think they should give it a test run.
They should, because that France crowd put us to shame.
It did.
It was lit.
I mean, the camera crews,
the
cameras were shaking.
The last time the camera shook in America was when Trick Williams won the NXT title.
And that was about 300 people.
Yeah, that was a very small crowd.
Yeah.
At the Performance Center.
Yes. Yes.
We didn't even get that reaction when Cody finished his story at WrestleMania. I don't remember no camera shaking.
No, I think everybody was just happy, but the amount of emotion that was output from this Friends crowd it really added another layer to the show.
I mean, they sang Randy Orton's theme song
Yeah.
to the top of their lungs. They didn't even need to let the song play. They could have just let the crowd sing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Randy Orton, that was a great segue. Great segue. Speaking of Randy Orton, we're going to jump into the first match of the night. The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And first, like Miss Quinn stated, let's start off with the entrances. My goodness.
Yes.
First off, KO. Just soaking it in. And then Randy Orton. And it's kind of like Judas, they don't really sing until they get to the whatever. No, but as soon as they got to the, his hook, they ain't tell me anything that I want to. And you just hear the crowd erupting, 16,000 strong. My goodness, that game. I was Miss Quinn, me and you watched it together. I had chills. I had chills listening to them.
I was singing right along with them.
You know what made me nervous about KO's entrance?
What's that?
When he got up on the crowd, I was like, uh-oh. I had terrible flashbacks. CM Punk, he scarred me when wrestlers get too close to the crowd and damn near about to jump in. I was like, uh-oh, please.
Well, that's how I told you that's my problem with the international fan base, especially like in London, where they just get up and they're going with the with the wrestlers. I'm like, somebody's gonna get hurt. Yeah. So you definitely got to keep that under control. But my goodness, the reaction, and Miss Quinn brought up a good point when we were watching it yesterday. It was always 50-50. Everybody got cheered.
They weren't biased.
Yeah, they weren't biased. I mean, they had who they wanted to win. But here in America,
they cheered for both.
Yeah, they cheered for both. Here in America, they don't do that.
I was gonna say they made AJ feel more important in that matchup than originally built.
Yes.
Because it was built as like a blow off, just so Cody could have a defense. But where it took place at, it made it feel like, maybe not Cody, but maybe AJ could pull the upset.
Yes.
It really made us feel like that.
Definitely. Let's jump into the match real quick. So, started off, they started fighting
with the brawl.
I
loved it.
I loved it too. They started fighting.
Loved it.
They started fighting before the bell even rang. Love a Nick Aldis sighting. Love a Nick Aldis sighting. He comes out. We're going to do this. No rules. Next thing you know, they're fighting in the crowd. Tama Tonga had his welcome to WWE moment. It wasn't as big as Dominic's Mysterio's, where he took the kendo shots from Buddy and Seth, but he had his welcome to WWE moment with the Randy Orton spot, the kendo sticks,
the brain buster through the chair.
Dear God, the brain buster through the chair. Listen, I was so happy. I'm like, that's so indie-rific in WWE. That's such an indie movie. But I'm glad Kevin Owens is the one who did it. And my goodness, the brain buster. 1, 2, referee gets pulled out. Who's that?
Tonga Loa.
The
ultimate swerve.
The ultimate swerve.
Everybody was upset. They thought it was gonna be Jacob.
Listen, Gorillas of Destiny, Usos, sound like a WrestleMania match. Just throwing it out there. But
I think it's funny that everybody bringing up the horrible stuff that Tonga Loa been doing lately
overseas in New Japan.
But you got to take that with a grain of salt, because I honestly believe that was like towards the end of his New Japan run. He probably really didn't care no more and wanted to get up out of there. Also, they ain't talk about the good stuff he did, because nobody said the Gorillas of Destiny was bad.
No.
So it's like you just bringing up the bad stuff for what? And then they want to bring up the chops and stuff he did it on, but your favorite wrestler was selling that shit.
Okada.
Like a mug.
Mind you, that was 7-star Okada in there.
He was selling it like a mug.
And was selling it.
Come on.
Bloodline.
One thing I do want to point out, I loved it. You could tell Randy Orton is out there having fun. It might be his last run, but you could tell he out there having fun.
I mean, taking Samoan drops through the table might be his last run. I mean, my goodness.
When he was when they was doing the brawl, Nick Aldis came out, made it official there was no DQ. The bell ain't even run. Once he said no DQ, he went ahead and started whooping ass and continued. I love that. That was funny. That was very funny to me. Even the spot where KO jumped off the did a frog splash off the barricade.
Yes.
Randy Orton teased it and then hopped down.
Yes.
I love that.
How about that RKO through the announce table?
It didn't break.
No, it didn't
I am
break.
the table.
Yes.
I am the table.
You know, I got a pet peeve for stuff like that though. I kind of hate when the table don't break. It kind of like, ugh.
I mean, is it? I would much rather that the announce table because I can believe it's reinforced rather than Charlotte, Sasha, Hell in a Cell, and the table don't break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bloodline
slid down.
Yeah. Bloodline got the win. 21 minutes. We had a debuting Tonga Loa. Jacob Fatu is still on the back burner, and I thought, like I said, I thought this was a great match. You guys are gonna really be surprised by my end score. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. This match was absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. Moving on, we have the first title match. The WWE Women's World Championship is on the line. Bayley defending against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Salamander. No, before I do that, Miss Quinn, I'm gonna turn it to you. Bayley pinned Naomi. You working on the heel turn there? Maybe joining the bloodline?
I was thinking that.
Nah, I would say it could have been, but the outcome of it kind of is different because she was happy for it. You know, she pulled her in, told her to celebrate, gave her a hug and all that, put her hand up. So I don't think so. Maybe if she didn't do that, she just stormed off that I could see, yeah. But nah, I think it was a thing like you rolled me up, I rolled you up, got the best of you. A spade is a spade. You know, I was just quicker at it than you.
Right.
I think it was more of that case though. But it do show you that they are protecting both Naomi and Tiffany.
Yes.
So
and
I got something bigger planned down the line.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that match could have been better.
I do like how they did Tiffany, like all that shit talking she was doing to build up in interruptions. She hit the try to hit the moonsault. They rolled out the way, hit her with a 3D.
Yes. I tell you, I think the match was fine. It did its job. Bayley looked good. I do want Bayley to start winning more decisive, but that's just me. But
a little bit more dominant wins.
Yeah, a little bit more. I tell you, one of the funniest things about the match that I enjoyed, and it was before the match started, was Bayley arguing with the fan, saying, "Oh yeah, it's Tiffy time, huh? It's Tiffy time. I'm gonna show you it's Tiffy time." And I was like, that's a good spot. I'm glad, because under Vince, you never really saw him jaw jacking with the fans. You might have seen Randy Orton do it every now and again. Whatever top level heel is doing, you might see him jaw jack. But it's always cool, especially when a face does it. Like you expect it with a heel, but when you see a face arguing with a fan who's obviously in favor of the heel, to me it just adds a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Like I said, Bayley pinned Naomi. I think there's a heel turn going there, a slow burner, but we'll wait and see. I'm gonna lean more towards what Salamander's been saying. WWE has earned the right as of late to let it play out.
Yes.
Let it play out before we jump to conclusions.
Yes.
I think Bayley's next run is going to be Nia Jax.
I can see that. The question is, well, before we move on, my question for you two is, who does Bayley drop it to? Because they're still teasing Bianca and Bayley, and I'm just a little confused as to why Bianca still has beef with Bayley. I mean, I get the damage control, but she's separated herself from the group.
I mean, that still don't
justify it.
Yeah, just like with Jay went over to Raw, he left the bloodline. That still don't, just because you left him, that don't mean that everything you done I'm supposed to forget about.
Okay.
So just because you left the bloodline, I'm not the bloodline, but damage control, I'm not supposed to forget everything that you put me through.
And that's what she told Naomi.
Yeah, I do, but I think if they run that feud, Bayley got to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She got to beat Bianca
because she hasn't beaten her.
And then I would say triple threat. Keep both competitors strong, but run that back down the line. Number one contender had Tiffany go over. Tiffany officially take the title off of her.
Going with Tiffany?
Yes.
She's the next big thing.
Have you guys heard Meltzer's quote about her?
No.
I really don't care what Meltzer.
No. It's good. It's good.
What did he say?
He said, and I quote, "I think she could be the greatest women's professional wrestler out of the United States of all time." And I look at Tiffany, and I see it.
I come up with that.
I see it.
I will have a better agreement after I see how she battles Charlotte.
Okay.
After she go through Charlotte, let's see how she handled that. If she handled it pretty well, held her own, then I could say I can come back and agree.
I mean, we talk about people who are generational talents. She might be a diamond in the rough. She may be a diamond in the rough.
She's got a lot to prove, though.
A lot to prove.
So yeah.
I mean, but she had a great first test when they brought Becky down there to NXT and they tore it down at No Mercy, NXT No Mercy. So I think she passed the first test of the remaining 3 horsewomen because Mercedes isn't there. So what? It's Bayley, Charlotte, Becky,
Yes.
and she's passed 1. So moving on, we had the World Heavyweight Championship up next. Damian Priest versus Jey Uso. I am not a fan of the "It's just me, Uso. They won and just me, Uso.
You sound like a hater.
Just me, Uso.
Big hating.
They won just
But that entrance was fire.
Yeah, the entrance
So
was
you
fire.
telling me
The entrance was fire.
You telling me at the Cincinnati show where he got drafted and they played his stuff and the whole crowd started doing it?
No, I did not.
You just sat there.
I just sat there. Same thing when Mr. I did it for my dad.
So you didn't whoa?
No.
You did not whoa.
LA Knight was on the pre-show. I was actively pissed.
You did not whoa.
I did not.
You did not whoa.
She's
oh my God.
She's right there.
Oh my God.
She's right there. You can ask. I did not whoa. Listen, the promo.
That is an AEW mark for you.
The promo. I love Cody.
You didn't whoa.
Of course not, because he came out.
Came out twice. We got to whoa twice.
Miss Quinn, you watched that episode of SmackDown, right?
I did watch that SmackDown.
Let's do the Cody promo right here before we even jump into
I did it for my dad.
not that part, the whole thing. Before we jump into the World Heavyweight Championship, let's do the Cody Rhodes promo. Hello, or well, whatever city we're in.
What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? I'll tell you what I want to talk about. My opponent. They're really good. Put some respect on it. Respect the opponent. But then I put some respect on myself. And then I did it for my dad. I did it for Dusty. He never got to hold this title. But damn it, I did it. I did it for me. I did it for you. I did it for all of you. Solomon, that sound about right.
AV Cody Rhodes promo.
Hey, there we go.
Well, if you got
I didn't whoa.
If you got a good song, promos don't matter.
I didn't whoa. I didn't whoa. But World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest, Jey Uso. Let's start off with the Jey Uso entrance. Beautiful. Fireflies, everybody going up and down. Absolutely beautiful. Damian Priest got a lot of heat. Now, I thought he got a lot of heat.
It was kind of
it was more like a silent boo.
Yeah, I got to hear his song.
I mean, it's the Judgment Day.
As soon as it said "All Rise," they were quiet.
I think it was the yeet, no yeet, yeet, no yeet, yeet, no yeet. I was definitely fucking with it. I definitely liked it.
Are we getting a Damian Priest face turn?
Yes.
I was thinking that too.
SummerSlam is gonna be Priest and Finn.
Think so?
Yeah. They might actually pull the card and put it on Finn.
Where was Dirty Dom at?
He injured.
I think he's injured.
I mean, he probably be, with them on
Raws,
on the Raw shows. But I mean, it defeats the purpose for fly all the way out there for no reason.
Well, my thing is, Dirty Dom was What do we do about that?
Yeah.
What does mommy think about that?
I seen that footage.
Yeah, I mean, first it was, it's like you got friends, your friends are doing, they're not supposed to. You see one walk out.
Liv is she getting her revenge on Rhea by any means
necessary.
Yeah.
Whether that's
that revenge tour.
She injured her. She took a title away from her, and now she about to take her man's.
What?
Liv Morgan listens to Ice Spice.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, Jey Uso kicking out of South of Heaven. I thought the South of Heaven has been a pretty protected move.
Yep, that's
And
why
he
the
kicked
pop.
out.
That's why he received that pop. See, I would love a singles run. Like this singles run so far from Jay being good. I just need. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. I need Jay to motherfucking adapt a Uranagi or some slams in his arsenal. Like, come on. Like he did the spear. That's cool, but the splash is kind of.
It's outdated.
Yeah, because it's like, to me, you don't hit it right because you land on your knees first before you hit it. And then it's that, I said that would be cool if you bring it out. But, you know, your opponent got to be like in the middle of the ring or a little bit farther out for you to hit that, for it to really, for a pop to happen.
Right.
That's one. Two, super kicks played out. I don't want to see it utilized that much anymore. That's, I'm like, he need to actually add some moves to his arsenal. Maybe a Uranagi would be good. You know, an adaptation of like a spinning Uranagi meets a rock bottom. Something good. I just think he need an alternative finish move.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like he's got the I don't know, kind of a stretch, but I feel like it would be better if he got beat up for the entire match and then made a comeback to come up short. But they give him a lot of offense.
Yeah, that's
throughout.
what I mean. For him to have so much offense, like his arsenal get exposed real like quick. Like after, like you talk about John Cena 5 moves of doom, that's really Jey Uso. That's all he got is super kick, punch,
the little chop,
the chop. Now it's a spear, the splash. That's it.
Yeah, he's definitely got to add some more. But I think that you know is what
he better ask his uncles. Shit, ask them, teach him some moves or something.
But you've always said it though. I mean, if you're over, you don't really need that much.
True, but come on, man. Super kick. Like all them super kicks he did, and then he did a running super kick. It was like, all right, you could have thought you could have did something else. I would have even like a splash in the corner, since you had him in the corner instead of that running super kick.
Right.
Like, yeah, like I say for them to do this singles run, there is about time for you to start having some adaptation to your character. Your character grew, but your moveset have not grown from. Like as of right now, Jimmy and Jay, I say Jay is really separated himself from the Usos. But your moveset is still the Usos. You have not separated yourself from the moveset as of yet. And you still need that.
Okay.
That really been exposed in WrestleMania. It was like, you know, you pick, you know, on the old games, you could pick, on Mortal Kombat, you pick one character, then you pick the other character got like yellow on something. You got the same character. It's like that. It was literally, that whole match was literally like that.
Well,
story was good, but the execution was not that good.
Go ahead, Miss Quinn.
I was gonna say until he'll never hold a belt until he changes something with his set.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask, because we all look back at that WrestleMania match and it was bad. But let me ask you guys this. I think it was bad because it didn't have a stip on it. I think it needed a stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
A brother versus brothers match, a straight up singles doesn't feel quite right, especially with the entire 1.5 year story that you told between not only the two brothers but also the bloodline in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think it warranted some type of stipulation, a cage, Hell in a Cell, something to where they could have a blow off and actually do different stuff.
Yeah.
I would have like a street fight,
a last man standing,
something.
If it's the Usos and it's a cage match, I need to see one of them jump from the top.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Before we move on and we get to one of my favorite matches of the night, surprisingly, but Damian Priest title run. Well, how are we feeling about it? I know it's still early. We've seen one title defense. He cashed in at Mania, which, I mean, if I'm being honest, his cash in is on the bottom of bottoms of cash ins. I mean, I think of Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler.
I mean, it was perfect execution.
CM Punk made it.
Yeah, but at the execution of what happened, it was like, this is the perfect time.
He was running out of time. Anyway.
It got no perfect in that.
I mean, yeah, but we're not gonna. Of course, we're gonna remember the cash in. But what do you remember more about the cash in? I remember CM Punk making that mean face. Yeah. I don't really remember Damian Priest for real.
Nah.
I just remember CM Punk turning around and he was like,
but the execution is what was perfect, especially the last like 5-6 years of cash-ins that we got of mainly being unsuccessful.
Oh yeah, especially Austin Theories when he tried to cash in all them times on Roman.
Yeah. So well, real quick before I ask one more time, the problem, not even problem. It seems very Sheamus cashing in on Roman Reigns, 5 minutes, 15 seconds, because they keep specifying Drew held the title for 5 minutes. He was a champion for 5 minutes. That's what it reminds me of.
Well, one thing I think too with Damian, he needs to work on the Razor's Edge. The execution of the Razor's Edge is not living up to the standards of what it used to be when Scott Hall hit the Razor's Edge.
Yeah, I don't think he put enough oomph on it.
And then I think with that comparison, it's gonna be after we get the finish of Drew and CM Punk's feud, we're gonna get a feud between Drew and Sheamus, the two friends.
Yeah, they were definitely alluding to it. Yeah. I didn't like that promo. Now that I'm sitting here, you brought it up. I didn't like that promo.
Burger after burger after burger.
No.
It just capitalized on what the internet was saying. That's it.
But
if the internet never said nothing about Sheamus' weight, that promo would have never been made.
But I thought that the Fed didn't IWC.
I
thought the Feds didn't be on Twitter.
You know, now that
I thought Triple H wasn't on Twitter.
It probably wasn't Triple H. It probably wasn't his call. You know, now that Vince is out of the picture.
So what you're telling me is that Triple H is not running it.
No. What I'm saying is, now that Vince is out the picture, he's probably giving some of these higher up guys a little bit more freedom on the mic.
Vince is out the picture and we're still body shaming people. Just saying.
I mean that's true. But if it's the case, Triple H is probably actually giving people freedom on the mic a little bit. At least his top guys, just a little bit.
Which he should.
And Drew earned is active on Twitter. We seen that.
Yes.
X. He's very active on there.
Yes.
So if it was freedom, then we know why he said what he said.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a top guy, John Cena, Jey Uso to an extent, you know, I feel like you understand how to do a promo. So I might just drop some bullet points. Now, the new people coming up, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, anybody new who, or if I don't trust you with a mic, yeah, you're going to say what I say, verbatim, word for word. But I'm going to give it, again, WWE has earned the right to let it play out, especially with the Damian Priest World Heavyweight Championship run. I feel like there are instances where it could be better, but I'm going to let it play out before I just ultimately say yay or nay on it. But right now, I'm kind of in the middle. It's working. I feel like it could be better. But again, this was his first title defense. So moving on. The only title to change hands at this pay-per-view. I'm sorry, premium live event.
Yes.
The Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, Asuka, against two of the big three.
Yes.
Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. Salamander, I heard what you said on I saw what you said on X. I'm gonna disagree. I don't think she needs more. I think she is just about there. I was thoroughly impressed because I'm not gonna lie to you. I really saw this going Bianca Belair because the match went 17-25. So I really saw this Bianca Belair getting beat up for about 15. They do the hot tag to Jade. She cleans it up, and that's how they win.
Now I only say that mainly because it was maybe it was a mixture of Jade and Kairi, because you know what people were saying about Kairi.
Yes, I think they said she's the best wrestler in the world with one botch a match.
Yeah, because it's like what I kept pointing out was it was stuff like, you know, if you've been here since the beginning, you know how hugely I am about Jade Cargill, but I believe in calling a spade, and I really seen that it was like she was doing it, but you could kind of tell that she was waiting for the next spot. That one where the referee went, when she went for the pin, and then she turned into an armbar, and and the referees was like, Cardi, you're not legal.
Yes.
You could tell that was the next spot because Asuka was on the side. You could see her talking to Bianca, and then that's when they end up doing that spot again. So you could tell it was supposed to be a double armbar spot for Jade and Bianca to showcase their strength and get out of it with a powerbomb. Yes. You could tell that was the next spot, so you could tell they kept trying to get ready for it, and that's what I mean. Like, you know, being a professional, you know, you know that's the next spot, but you know, because I know it's not always on you.
Yes.
It could be your opponent or your teammate who kind of forgot and kind of fucked up a little bit. But for being a professional at it, it should have been something done. You know, this is the next spot, but things kind of getting out of hand. Boom. You know, you gotta improvise a little bit. And I think in that match, a little bit of the it could have been a little bit of more improvisation, if that a word. I don't think it is.
No, we know improvision. The improvision should have been better.
It could have been. It's like, just like they say on air, podcast, radio, it should be no more than 3 seconds of you not saying nothing. You want to eliminate dead air. In matches like that, you want to eliminate dead air. You want to eliminate the space. If you're not showboating to the crowd, working the cameras, it shouldn't be nothing of you not doing nothing, or it shouldn't be noticeable that you're waiting for the next spot. And it was just, in that matchup, Jade was active. It was noticeable that she was kind of waiting for the next spot. Not saying it was her fault that she was looking like that, because it could be Cardi Sane or Asuka fault too, that they wasn't in the right spots at the time. But you just got to improvise a little bit during that little break you got.
Now I can understand. Go ahead, Miss Corey.
Well, I mean, Corey Graves and Michael Cole said it better. What Jade has an experience Bianca already has, so that was kind of like her backup. You know, I don't think it is that she needs too much more work. I mean, she hasn't had any real actual matches. I think that's the thing. She's been in and got in and, you know, did the, what they call it, the pump kick.
Yes, the pump kick.
I mean, and boom, hit Jaded, and then the match is over. She hasn't had like no real time in the ring, and I think that's what we've been waiting for. But it seemed like in an instance she was exhausted.
Yes, it did seem like she was tired, and she just failed. She just collapsed. I thought something happened.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Were you done, Miss?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Like I said, this was actually one of my favorite matches of the night. If we're gonna get on Cargill about anything, and I believe all three of us agree, if we're gonna get on Cargill about anything, it's the selling needs to be better. She doesn't sell good enough, and I get it, you know, and that's why when, you know, we were talking about, Salamander was talking about Charlotte and Tiffany. I have the same thing for Jade and Charlotte. Jade and Bianca. I want to see when she goes against people who are of her size and stature, does she sell better? Her not selling so much for Io Sky and Asuka and the Kabuki Warriors, that to me that makes sense. That makes sense on why she's not selling that well. But again, I want to see her when we get to these big moments. But you know, I ask you too, you know, when is that big moment? Because I've told Salamander, and I'll tell you too, Miss Quinn, I've said we follow the Eddie Ray route, where they have dominant runs as tag champs, and we get to WrestleMania, friendly banter, who's better between us two, and then that's the real question. Do you give Jade, because technically she was at Mania, so she got her first win at Mania, didn't she? Was she on the Mania card this year?
As a trios champion, technically.
Yeah, she was in the big three.
Yeah. The
so
tag match.
Yeah, okay. So
this one got to be the singles.
The singles. Does she lose?
No.
Because technically she already got that. She already got her first win.
I wouldn't make her lose. You know what I would do? I would actually have them. Since they tag champions now, you know, have them win, and then it'd be something like basically letting the wins get to Bianca. Basically, I will let Bianca basically get cocky a little bit, to the point where her cockiness cost them the titles, and then that was what will turn Jay heel. But in the middle of her cockiness, Jay will basically keep trying to tell her to stay humble and stuff. Like, you know, we didn't do all this work for nothing just to lose. you know, stuff of that nature.
Right.
And then because Jay works better as a heel.
Yes.
So with her doing that, and then basically mad because basically Bianca took everything from her, cost everything because of her arrogance, basically.
Okay. Miss Quinn?
I agree with that.
I want to go to the ending. The ending that
Of all
was
endings.
the ending of all endings that was taken from Battle of the Belts. Yeah, you know, Battle of the Belts. That amazing transition that really put her on the map in the first place. It's amazing how they do it, huh?
Catching you from
the different transition. It really looked WWE 2K-esque. And it still looked good when she did it yesterday.
Yeah, caught it from the top rope, flipped her again, jaded.
But before, how about that springboard she did too? I was thoroughly surprised by the springboard too.
Yeah,
it's just little stuff, and we know. I'm gonna say this, and then I'll give it back to you guys, and then we can move on to the main event. My problem is that I think that us as wrestling fans have been so spoiled that we expect people to do stuff that they shouldn't do. You know, we see people like Roman and Drew diving over the top rope, you know, big people doing little people things. And I think that's what we expect from Jade. But I'm like, if you can add a move here, a move there, she really just needs to round out her moveset. She doesn't really need to add too much.
Yeah.
So, I'm just seeing little things. Springboard here. She can fix the selling. And you even saw it with the double backbreaker.
Yeah,
she wasn't doing. And people were like, she was doing this in AEW. She was not doing that backbreaker in AEW. I promise you, she wasn't. She was not doing that. She's added moves to her repertoire since she's gotten, and that's all we wanted. And it's honestly proven Triple H right when he said she didn't know how to wrestle for real. It's proven him right. She's adding moves.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad they waited to debut her until the Rumble.
Yes.
For all the goofies on X crying about what did she actually change? She's doing the same thing she did at AEW. Well, when they said that they had to teach her everything, it's not just with fucking wrestling, man. Granted, she was already good on the mic, but they gotta explore on that a little bit more. They have to do things the sports entertainment, the quote unquote the WWE way.
Yes.
So she has to learn how to work the cameras. She has to learn how to work the crowd. It's not only wrestling and selling the WWE way, but she also have to go in the ways or the fundamental ways of how WWE operates in ring and outside the ring. So when they said that they had to teach her everything from the ground up, yes, it don't just include just wrestling itself. It includes everything in between. Coming out to your entrance, you know,
her presentation is
your presentation. You coming out in your entrance. How are you going to utilize it? How are you going to react with the crowd? How are you going to work the camera? This is not just, you know, you come out and fucking wrestle. It's more to this shit. It's levels to this shit. And one thing I want to say, Jade Cargill entrance, man, it's perfect. But I would add one thing. You know, it's the little silhouette thing that she come out and then take her jacket off, hit the flex.
Yes.
Add the Goldberg sparks. Add it.
I would say the Christian.
Yeah,
the Christian let it rain down.
Right there. Add that shit, and it's a fucking 10 chef kiss.
And another thing too, and then Miss Quinn, I'll give it to you for final remarks on this. For the goofies on X talking about Miss Cargill, I will tell you this. In her press conference, or when she was doing an interview, and she said, I had to get to WWE. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize she was 31.
Yeah.
I thought she was 21.
Like
I told you, 21-year-old Jade, or 20, let's say 25, she doesn't leave AEW. Mm-hmm. She doesn't. But with the average in-ring span of women, she knew she was at the tail end. Mm-hmm. And she needed to get to this platform. And you know me, Salamander, I've always been fair. The WWE platform is just bigger. You're going to get exposed more. You're going to be seen by more. They're going to put you in better circumstances and situations. Yeah. And we always knew. I don't think, if you are an AEW fan, you looked at Cargill and you thought she was staying, you don't know wrestling. She screamed WWE. She screamed it.
Just like Ricky Starks
Screams it.
And y'all got one more. I can't think about his name right now.
Everybody who came over.
Nah, not even name. I'm talking
Warlow.
about, yes.
Screams it.
Warlow and Ricky Starks.
They screamed WWE. Miss Quinn, final remarks on the match. And Jade Cargill.
If I'm WWE,
I
I
love
ain't
Jade.
signing
Let me
Warlow
just
till he
say
grows
that.
his hair back.
Go ahead.
I do love Jade, so let me just clarify that. I think, in my opinion, her partnership with Bianca right now is what she needs until we can get that big Jade run as a singles competitor. But the match overall, I think I would say 8.5 out of 10. It could have been just tweaked just a little bit, and it would have been a 10 out of 10 match.
Okay. Yeah, a little stuff here, a little stuff
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
But other than that, you know, the goofies on X.
The Goofies. Main event.
Oh,
Main event. The phenomenal AJ Styles versus Mr. Adrenaline in my soul, Cody Rhodes, defending the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes won. AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes put on a banger in the main event. Salamander, you get on AEW for lack of selling. You tried to get on Ospreay and Takeshita. You tried to get on Ospreay and Danielson. I'm going to get on Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles and the no selling of a burning hammer where he was dropped on his fucking head. He was dropped on his fucking head. He kicked out at one.
All I'm gonna say is, if it's acceptable on one side, it's acceptable on the other. If y'all make excuses for it when AEW do it, the one time WWE bust it out, nothing should be said.
This fucking guy. Salamander, you're absolutely wrong.
They never bust it out, so when they do, it's fine.
Miss Quinn, how did you feel when you saw Cody kick out at one?
I was shocked.
I was too.
But you know what? I will give AJ Styles his flowers, because he pulled out some arsenal moves.
Yes, he definitely went deep in his bag
when he pulled out the 100.
Oh,
Goodness, yeah.
Then the burning hammer on top of that. But I mean, if you think Cody took a couple spills to the cranium.
Yeah, he took a couple.
Because one was right on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, this match had a lot of great spots. And you know what's funny? A lot of these matches were worked relatively fast. So when you got to the slow burn WWE main event match of the premium live event, I really didn't mind it. And you could feel they were building. Outside of that one, and Salamander, I'm gonna hand it to you. I think my only problem is AJ Styles didn't get a finisher.
No.
He didn't get a finisher in this match.
Did he just hit the Cody cutter at the end?
Cody hit the Cody cutter, but I thought they were going to at least give AJ Styles like a phenomenal forearm for a 2 count, a Styles clash for a 2 count.
I thought he did hit the.
He didn't hit a finish. I'm pretty sure he didn't hit a finish, because I had told you, I'm like, I don't think AJ got a finish in that match. Salamander.
So, to be honest with you, I didn't watch the full match.
That's fair.
I kind of had some things to do that day. I wanted to see my boy Cody come out. I hopped in the shower. When I got out, it was a press conference time.
All right. I mean,
I did see some clips on Twitter and things like that. I did see the no selling, the kick out at one. I did see that on Twitter and everything.
I mean, of course, the Goofy's gone overhype it, but yeah, Cody Rhodes didn't. Well, not Cody. AJ Styles didn't get a finisher. So I think I was just a little bit worried at that part, but like I said, they put on an excellent main event. It was an excellent main event.
Yes.
That being said, we are at the end. That is it for the review. I told you guys you were going to be shocked by my score. I gave this a 10 out of 10.
I agree with you, and it was more. The wrestlers did exactly what they were supposed to do. The superstars did what they were, but that crowd in France sold it. and put us to shame.
Yes. 10 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10 for Miss Quinn Salamander.
The crowd in France made it top tier. It just made it top tier. If this was held here, same outcome, nothing changed on the card, just held here.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
It's a solid 8. And another thing too, I didn't even realize that the Prime logo was in the middle of the match. This pay-per-view. I didn't even notice it.
I think it's there
I'm already adapted to it already.
Yeah, I think it's there for every pay-per-view or premium live.
Everyone? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I heard it was supposed to be the Big Four at first, but then I
thought this was that too. Just the Big Four.
But I think they guess either international and Big Fours. But yeah, man. Listen,
I'm used to it now.
For real. Really. But man, again, Lyon, France, you guys, they could have, if you guys are going to bring it like that, have every premium live event there. Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I was telling Miss Quinn, I thought they were going to tire themselves out.
It's the first Backlash that felt important. It wasn't rematches either. You know that
is true. Yeah.
This one actually felt important.
It did, and everything on this was great. Everything on it was great.
AJ, the best. Well, the Burning Hammer was good, but the 450 splash.
Yes. The 4. Yes.
I think I thought where everybody thought he was gonna go for the phenomenal forearm, but ended up hitting the 450 splash.
I think the reason he didn't get a finish is because of the Burning Hammer.
Yes.
And that was who knows, that might be his new finish. Because they whipped it out and he kicked out, so that might just be his new finish. But yeah, the crowd definitely elevated this. Like Salamander said, in the US, this is an 8 out of 10. And there's nothing wrong with the show. Mm-hmm. But with the crowd and the show and every match being good to borderline excellent, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
It's just the involvement of all the fans that gave it the extra 2 points.
Yes.
You know, when you have people sitting there like, well, whatever. Yeah. I'm just here to be here. I mean, they were singing. I don't know. I want to know what they were singing.
Something about being phenomenal. It was something about being phenomenal, and they sung it the entire AJ Styles Cody Rhodes match.
Even during the press conference, you heard them out there. They were still wrestling. Somebody was still wrestling.
Yeah, somebody was out there. Did you hear that in the background of the press conference?
Yeah, it was probably a dark match.
Could be something, but
going down the line.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Before I have 2 things really quickly.
Go ahead.
If I could have tweaked anything about the match card, I would have added Sami Zayn in an Intercontinental title match.
Okay.
And then Logan Paul. Yes.
And Braun Strowman.
Yes.
I don't think I would agree. I don't think they're ready to take that belt off of him.
Yeah. No, but I can see them, since SummerSlam is going to be in Cleveland, I can see them pushing that match
for Cleveland,
for SummerSlam in Cleveland, and maybe Braun does take the belt off of him there.
Well, I think he's going to be part of the new Wyatt 6, so I think he'll probably lose that.
Yeah, I think it might be. I want to say Joe Gacy, but I'm not, because he's been on NXT.
Well, there is a report he's been at the shows talking to the creative team,
so it might be Joe Gacy, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bo Dallas.
Yep.
Maybe Bo Dallas is not going to be Uncle Howdy. I thought about that.
I thought about it.
You see the last teaser, it said believe, but it said Bo-leave if you pause it at the right time. So what if he's going to be a reincarnation of a mixture of Bray Wyatt's character and Bo character and Uncle Howdy all in one?
So it'd be like Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, but then it's like Bray Wyatt with the red sweater.
Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt, and Bo Dallas body. Like the movie goes.
I'm not satanic, but I kind of need a satanic scene to where like he kind of absorbs the spirit of Bray Wyatt. Like I need something like that to explain it.
I'm ready to see how it's executed.
Yes. Yeah.
All these teasers.
The way they did the QR codes made it seem like he was showing up yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I think he was supposed to. But I don't know what happened.
All right. Well,
Maybe that's what we heard.
maybe so.
Press
Could
conference,
be.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Didn't think about that, but you would want to air that on live TV.
Well, you
Maybe
would.
they're saving it for a segment to air on Raw or something. Because technically he's a free agent.
Well, and the results of the draft do start tomorrow.
Everybody not coming back, like Braun Strowman, Eric Roman signed. Everybody not coming back around this time for no reason.
Right.
I think Alexa Bliss is clear too. Come back. Believe so.
What do you think about Braun Strowman? How do you think he looks?
Not intimidating.
I thought he put on a lot of muscle.
He did, but he don't look intimidating. Like, I need you to decide, you gonna grow your hair out or you gonna cut it.
What?
That peach fuzz shit, it don't make you intimidating.
I like his hair like that though, because the
Makes you
long.
like he's stressing out.
Well, you remember at
Ever
one point in
since him
time
and
he had
Raquel
long
broke
hair.
up, he's stressing.
You know, he had long hair when he first came in
Bald spots.
with bald spots, and then he went bald, and then
The bald look, the way he was, he looked like a big ass G.I. Joe figure. That's the look he need. That bald look with the big beard.
Yes.
But what if it has something to do with the White Six reuniting?
It
I
could.
mean,
It could.
he could have his hair like that for. But I do the physique wise, he does look good.
He does. Well, before we move on to match of the nights for each of us, I do want to ask both of you about the stupidity of WWE having Patrick Mahomes be no, I don't even say WWE because the report came out, it was Prime. The stupidity of Prime to have Patrick Mahomes be heel in Kansas City. And don't you think you would want to be in, like, you know what would have been a good time for Patrick Mahomes to come out heel? In fucking Philadelphia. Yeah, right there. That part. But
I wouldn't have gave his
he
retarded
never-
ass
he
my
never
3
got
Super Bowl
booed.
rings.
He never got booed.
They didn't boo him.
in that town. So
that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know how you expect the Super Bowl champion to get booed in a town where he plays. You would think you would want to be in Philadelphia, or if you guys were going to be in San Francisco, you think you want to be there.
they
I think
wanted.
they just tried it just to see what was gonna happen.
Nah, they was like, let's take a page out of AEW's book. Let's
This fucking
throw some
guy.
shit out there that make no sense.
Guy. Forget this guy.
Hey, don't forget that Collision got taken off of TV for fucking Star Wars.
Hey, man.
Don't forget that.
Hey,
May
man.
the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, bro.
That shit lame.
May the 4th
Today
be with
Cinco de Mayo.
Right. May the 4th be with you, my brother. Miss Quinn, match of the night.
I'm gonna have to go with the main event.
Main event.
Yep.
Salamander, match of the night.
See, this is a hard one. I want to be biased and say my girl Jade Cargill, but I'm gonna say the Bloodline.
And I'm going to go with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus the Kabuki Warriors. But it was a fine match, and the ending with Jade made it better. That is it for the review.
Coming up, we got a new segment that we are going to introduce, and if you guys really fucking with it, then let us know in the comments below, because this will be we will be going about this here in the future, but it's basically get it off your chest. Anything that you want to vent about the IWC, anything about wrestling nature, get it off your chest. And we're gonna go with the unfiltered, the unbiased KB the Mark for the first edition. So
Thank
KB
you.
the Mark, get that shit off your chest.
Thank you, Cameo Salamander. Again, like I said, if you guys don't agree, you're more than welcome to voice your opinion, but I do want to get something off my chest, something that's been bothering me. Salamander, we are proud members of the IWC, but we also see the stupidity. Over the past couple of weeks, there is a certain, I'll call him wrestling legend, because he's done a lot in the business. There's a certain wrestling legend who made a racist thumbnail for his video that had Swerve Strickland, a Q-tip, and a gorilla.
Q-tip doesn't represent cotton.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When is this shit gonna stop? When is this shit gonna stop? We have come so far to only take 3 steps back. And it's not just the fact that he did it. But it's the people who look like us. The people who look like you and me, Salamander. No offense, Miss Quinn.
Good, man.
It's the people who look like us who will continue to back the bullshit that people do because of the clout, because of the name value. And I'm talking to you, Kicking It with Ross in the Clutch Entertainment. The fact that you would laugh about the bullshit that Jim Cornette would do, the nonsense, the nonsensical racism, and you laugh at that as an African American, as a black person in the IWC, and I won't stand for it. I used to support you and the gang. I can't support you anymore. And I have Salamander and Miss Quinn as a witness. I can't support this, and I can't support people who refuse to stand up to bigotry and racism, no matter the clout, no matter the name. Because I'll tell you what, and Miss Quinn and Salamander are my witnesses. Had Tony Khan ever done something like this, Salamander, I will do the same fucking thing. Miss Quinn, anybody in AEW do this, I do the same fucking thing. The hypocrisy, and that's going to be, and stay tuned, because Salamander's coming. He's coming for all you fucking hypocrites. The hypocrisy of the fucking IWC is fucking ridiculous. I won't stand for it. You stand with us or you stand alone and don't ask to come back. We are cleaning the space. We are cleaning this space of ignorance. We are clearing the space of ignorance, bigotry, racism, and black people who don't want to stand with us. You stand with us or you stand against us. And if you stand against us, you will fall. You will fall. We will leave you by the wayside as we clean the IWC of racism, hypocrisy, and bigotry. I will not stand for this. In the Clutch ENT, Miss Quinn as my witness. You see it there, right? You see I am subscribed. Oop, wrong one. I am unsubscribed. I refuse to support it. I refuse. You are black, and Jim Cornette makes a thumbnail of Swerve Strickland, a Q-tip, and a gorilla, and and the fucked up part about it is that he made himself the gorilla just so you would overlook it. But we all know the truth. We all know the truth.
I want to add, because while you was talking, I went to the video and was scrolling down the comments, and people keep pointing out, well, if you don't take the time to listen, then you shouldn't talk about the opinion. And they pointing out timestamps of basically why the thumbnail what it was. But I don't give a fuck at the end of the day, even if he cleared it up and what he said really wasn't nothing racial or nothing. At the end of the day, you knew what you was doing when you did the thumbnail. Whether if your statement wasn't racist or not, you knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing. That's like having Swerve and having a picture of fried chicken and watermelon. It's still the same shit. You know what you're doing.
The hypocrisy has got to stop. It has to. And we will be an agent of change, one way or another. But as I said before, you stand with us or you stand against us. And it doesn't matter which one you choose. You'll stand with us or we'll leave you aside. And we will clean up this space. Because wrestling is supposed to be a fun space.
Yes.
To where even though me and Salamander, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to this wrestling. He likes stories. I want to see if you can go. That doesn't mean we insult each other. We keep it friendly.
Respect each other's opinions.
Yes.
Just because I don't agree with what KB the Mark says don't mean he's a fuck boy or nothing of that nature. What y'all guys be fucking saying.
Yes. And just
you can like both companies and be cool. Just because I disagree with certain things that AEW do, that don't mean I hate AEW.
And let's clear that up. He doesn't hate the company. He hates the fan base who refuses to
acknowledge the bullshit.
There you go. the fans who will constantly make excuses. I'm going to point while we're on it, and I'll give it back. I'll let Miss Quinn say her final piece, and then we'll hand it back to Salamander. Hey guys, guess what? 703 is not a good number. It's not a good number. And it's okay to admit it. It's okay to admit it. The bigotry, the racism, the bullshit stops now. We're on a mission to make this a safe space, a clean space. And anybody who supports Cornette, I won't fuck with you. I don't care. You speak out against what's wrong and you stand up for what's right. And like Salamander said, I don't care how you guys clean it up. I don't care how you fuck people justify it. He knew what he was doing. He fucking knew. And anybody that goes along with it, you're just as bad as him. And I don't want you in this space. We don't need you in this space. There's too many fuckboys in this space to fucking begin with. We're cleansing the space. It starts now. Salamander, Miss Quinn.
Supposed to be a new era, right?
New era.
Got to do things the right way.
Right way.
Right way.
It's a new era. We're cleansing the space.
I mean, Vince McMahon is gone. I mean,
And we let him slide saying nigga.
Yeah.
not only him, Hogan said it.
But nah, he got canceled though. We gave him some punishment.
Yeah.
We did when it came to Hogan.
I mean, it's
I
been
think he did it before though.
What'd you do? Stop recording?
Nah.
No, it looked like it did. I don't see no timer. Well, like Miss Quinn said, it's a new era. It stops now.
It stops.
It stops. It fucking stops. It stops now.
Yes.
Miss Quinn, anything else?
No. I
Salamander.
mean, that would have offended me. And I'm Cornette's color.
There you go. Straight from the horse's
You
mouth.
black by association.
Yeah,
though.
you are.
But
You
regardless,
been
on
my
the
wife
outside,
since I was 2 years old. You black by association.
I mean, you get the pass, but we see your premise.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And if it would have, because I'm not gonna hold you, there are some stuff that black people do that offends me too.
Yeah. Most definitely.
New era. The bullshit stops now.
That's it, guys. Go ahead and leave a like on this video if you guys love this new edition of the podcast. Go ahead and share us your opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget, again, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out any more content. Once again, I'm Camilo Salamander. It's KB the Mark, Miss Quinn. We some fucking marks that love sports entertainment.
Pause.
professional wrestling.
It's a new era.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.